Hello artists, this is Dr. Dawn, and in this video we are going to talk about your beginning PMU machine. Now at the time of doing this we were using a Minerva. It is a wireless machine and it's a pen tattoo machine. As we progress and get into different things, I may showcase different machines. So if you're watching this at the time and this isn't the machine you're using for beginner, just look at another video. But we want to keep these as archives because many students have started out with these. Why I start out with these as a beginner is because it's very lightweight and it's also very much like a pen, which I think is a lot easier for beginners than trying to use a bulky machine. The other thing I like about this machine is, you know, if you have it or if you're just getting it in your kit, is it has the battery pack that comes apart. So you can charge this and even buy an additional one, and then you just put this in and now you have no wires to deal with. So the great thing about when you're a beginner is you want less complexity. Okay, as you get more and more advanced, you will get more and more complex in your choices, and we wanted to narrow this down because there's a lot out there. So the power again is on the end and you just push it in. You have only 3 speeds to choose from, so that keeps it a lot easier. With critical machines and other power machines, I mean, the variety is endless on the power. So this is going to keep it very simple as a beginner, okay? Now, as you can remember, this machine has a little twist right here as well. And this is to make your needle go up and your needle to come down. And sometimes you can see that when you first put it in, and other times you have to turn the machine on first, and then you can adjust it. So you just basically twist like this, and you look at the end of your machine, and you can see how far it is. And remember, the rule of thumb is past the plastic tip of your needle, you want it to be about the thickness of a dime or a nickel laying down. Okay, that's just the best way to describe it. Now on here you'll see some gauges that show you different ones. I don't really go by those. I really rather train your brain to see where the needle is because many machines are different. You cannot really go by the numbers. All right. So what we want to talk about is now that you got your machine ready, you're going to be working on a client, we want to wrap it properly. Okay, there's many different techniques. This is just one I'm going to show you. And it's pretty easy. And the nice thing about this one, it's easy to take off. Some of the techniques they show you on wrapping, great putting on, but try getting it off afterwards. All right, so we're going to show you an easy method. So what I have here is these are little pre-made machine wraps. They have a little hole in one end and then they have a very large opening on the other. So I just have 2 of those laid out. I have my Kinesi tape that I call. It's a very stretchy tape that we use for wrapping for various things. I also have my other tape here. Now this is called barrier tape. And the thing I like about barrier tape is you can use it for multiple surfaces. And the nice thing about barrier tape too is that it's sticky, but it's not super sticky. So I can put it on me and it just peels right off really easy. It's not like a tape that's going to stick and you're going to struggle it off. It just literally comes off super easy. So I'll generally use a square and I'll show you how we do that, okay? So let's talk about how we do it. So first things first is you want to get your needle out. And like I said, this is for the Minerva machine. So this is my needle right here. Another thing about the needles I want to talk about since we're here is make sure that your needle has the membrane in it if you're using it on people. If you're going to practice on practice skins, you don't need the membrane, but make sure you know the difference, okay? Because that membrane protects any backflow from any fluids or anything that might get in there. So just remember that this one has the membrane, so make sure you always check that little bit there. All right, so first thing you're going to do is look at your needle, make sure that it's nice, look through your loops and all that. So we're going to put the needle in here. It just goes in, and the thing that a lot of beginners don't realize is you really have to snap it in place, okay? So again, it goes out, snap off, goes in, find the spot, and then make sure you lock it in, all right? So there's your machine with the needle. Now this one isn't charged, but the needle would come out the end, and that's when you would adjust it before you wrap it. Okay, so let's say I've done all that. I'm ready to wrap it now, so let's get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one end like this. I'm gonna put my bag in here. Okay. Alrighty. And what I can do is I can actually take the end and twist it. I can do a lot of things. So I'm going to start with this end right here. And what I'm going to do is wrap that end first. So I'm going to take my barrier tape. Okay. And this is what makes it so easy to get on and off is that I can take this right here on the middle, place it down. Now I want to let it overhang a little bit, okay? Because what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to push that in, just like you do like a gift box when you're wrapping. And then I'm going to wrap it around the one side, bend that over, and then have it wrap around the other side here on the sticky side. Oops, this way. So wrap it like that. So it's nice and snug, and it's covering my end part here. So that way when I push this on and off or touch it, it's all covered and secure. All right, so that's the one part right there. The other part that I'm going to do is take the other end, open the bag, slide this through. You can use the weight of gravity too. It doesn't matter if it wrinkles a little bit. So you're just going to slide that bag over. Slide that down, and you want it to go through the hole at the top there, okay? Sometimes it sticks a little bit, don't worry about it. You want this to get to the very top up there, and what we're going to do on this portion is we're going to take this tape here, and we're going to lock that in, all right? So we don't need our barrier tape right now. We're going to take this right here. Now this is how you want to lock it. Stretch it out a little bit, give yourself some room, and then what I do is I go up to the very top, like this, and I want to cover that needle right there. So I'm going to take my first part like this, put my thumb on it, give it a good nice stretch, and wrap it around kind of like an S shape. Okay, so you can wrap it all the way down. Okay, now if I find with this it's a little bit loose, if I still feel like it might be a little bit loose, I can take more of my barrier tape here, and I can just kind of do it through the middle. Some people's can be a little bit looser. Just take that over like that. Okay? Now you've got a complete, fully encased, secure device to use. It's completely protected. There's no gaps up here, so no contamination, and also it's nice and tight, so you're not going to slip. But the main thing is you want to have that grip up here open, because this is where your hand's going to be, and you don't want to have any of this slippiness down here. So don't wrap the plastic over here. Leave this nice gap right here. So as you're working, you have that nice little grip, okay? So now when let's say we use the machine, now we want to take it off. It's very easy with this barrier tape because it kind of comes right off like this. Nice and easy. Then I can just take this off. Of course, you'll be wearing your gloves. Remove the needle. Slides right off, okay? So there you go. That's the best way to wrap your machine to where you can get it off really easy as well. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video.